Hey, no!
From getting knocked out cold to barely escaping with their lives, these streamers took things way too far when they messed with real criminals.
Chill! Oh my God.
Kicking things off, we got Jack Doherty. Now, he's the kind of prankster who thinks that he's invincible, but reality keeps on smacking him in the face. Literally. This guy's entire shtick is about pushing boundaries, but instead of laughs, this dude has been racking up enemies faster than y'all could say, bad idea. Just take his August 2023 altercation with Fuzi, for example.
Dude, I think this guy's God damn it. Beta said, hey. Yo, you're up.
Yeah, Jackie Boy thought it'd be funny to call Fuzi a beta male during a live stream, but when Fuzi threw water at him, Jack just couldn't let it go. This dude just kept running his mouth until Fuzi finally swung back, leaving Jack to whine about it while his fans jumped to his defense. I talk about pathetic.
You're a little bro, you're a He doesn't even have his kid money yet, yo.
Now y'all think that would be it, but Jack didn't stop there. Just a month later, he got into it with the Island Boys. The argument escalated and one of the twins slapped Jack right on camera. Now you'd think that that would teach this dude a lesson, but nah, Jack's just way too dense to back down.
Hey, yo, get me some water bottles, Sean. Give me some.
You're lucky I made friends with your security.
Hey,
Hey,
now we can't box. There's a whole...
Indeed, this guy found himself in another mess when he wore an offensive t-shirt that pissed off a random stranger. Now, instead of handling his own battles, Jack hid behind his bodyguards, proving once again that he's all bark and no bite. So, Jack's got a clear pattern. Provoke somebody, hide behind security, and then act all shocked when things get physical. Now let's take a look at Speed. This dude really messed up when he got himself kidnapped by real gangsters in Brazil. This wasn't one of his usual silly pranks. These were actual thugs who grabbed him, and for a few moments, Speed looked like he was about to cry.
Come on.
Well, it turns out that it was a prank set up by another YouTuber, but Speed had no idea that it was a fake, and these dudes were strapped for real. Arab, the other YouTuber behind the prank, even admitted that they originally planned to use guns. Now just let that sink in for a second. Real guns on a guy who probably thought he was just gonna scream for views like usual. Speed gotta stop acting like a clown, especially when he's in places where the rules of the street is real. Alright, so next up we got Neon. Now this guy is the poster child for everything wrong with clout chasing on the internet. He built his so-called fame on a foundation of lies and staged nonsense, proving that you don't need talent to get attention, just a total lack of shame.
I'm sorry.
His claim to fame started with the ridiculous Neon is Dying video series, where he faked his own death in the most melodramatic, eye-rolling inducing way possible. This dude put out a string of videos one after the other claiming to be on his deathbed only to miraculously recover within days.
Aren't you going to die in 6 days?
Am I gonna die in 6 days?
You said that you're going to die in 6 days.
Alright, we're about to get up. Josh, should we leave?
So fast forward to mid-2023 and Neon was at it again, this time with a video showing him getting beat up. Now you'd think after the whole fake death fiasco that he'd try to be a little bit more convincing, but nah. This video was so obviously staged that even his own fans were skeptical.
What shoes we got? Got his lacking. Come on, bro. Got his ass.
See what we did with his shirt.
Look at his shirt. Ripped all type of stuff, boy. You know not to come around here talking like that.
It was painfully clear that Neon hadn't learned a thing from his earlier blunders. His spineless behavior and constant trolling caught up with him, and this time, the beating wasn't fake. Neon's descent from fake deaths to real-life beatings is a textbook example of how playing with fire eventually gets you burned. Now, if y'all thought this was bad, wait till you hear about Zherka. Now, this dude made a name for himself by being as toxic as possible, spewing controversial opinions and picking fights with anybody who dared to cross his path.
Oh, I won't say it to whose face. Action Man's?
Yeah, yes.
Action Man, come here. We have a lot to talk about. And yo, while we're on this, you see the comment section saying I'm afraid of you and your goons?
Well, no.
I'm afraid of bring all your goons here right now.
Now here's the thing, it worked for a while, but the dude got banned from Twitch, which for somebody like Zherka is probably a badge of honor. But instead of learning anything from it, he doubled down on the nastiness, picking online fights with the likes of Aiden Ross and HS Tiki Talkie. Now Zherka thought that he could run his mouth without any kind of consequences, but was that dude dead wrong?
Oh, boys. Boys! Boys! Chill! Oh my God. Oh my God, Johnson.
Online beefs escalated quickly, especially with Tiki Talkie to the point where Zherka decided to take things offline and into the streets. This dude actually suggested meeting up for a fight, probably thinking he'd finally get to prove that he was more than just a keyboard warrior. But man, reality hit hard when they did meet up, and by reality, I mean the pavement, because that's where Zherka ended up after his pathetic attempt at a fight. Instead of proving his toughness, he managed to show the world his butt crack and get embarrassed in the process. And this was a total disaster, and the internet had a field day roasting him for it. I gotta say, man, Zherka's downfall was as predictable as it was satisfying. His loudmouth persona might have gotten him attention online, but in the real world, it just got him humiliated and beat down. Alright, so let's switch gears and take a look at the streamer Sneako. Now, like other streamers, he built his online persona around extreme views and trolling, thinking that picking fights and pushing boundaries would make him some sort of internet tough guy.
So Sneako just got his main tooth right here is knocked out by one of the main security guards that actually shut the venue down.
But when he decided to feud with Penguin Zero, things took a turn for the worse. Now it all started with Sneako making personal insults and defending a controversial movie in a way that even his own fans found a little hard to stomach. But instead of backing down, Sneako kept on pushing, escalating the situation until he threatened Penguin Zero with a gun during a live stream. Yeah, you heard that right, a gun. Now, as if his trash talk wasn't bad enough, Sneako thought that waving a weapon around would somehow win him the argument. Spoiler alert, man, it didn't do that. Now, all it did was make him look like an absolute clown and earned him a mountain of backlash and left him emotionally wrecked. But Sneako's ego didn't stop there. In February 2024, he decided to take things a step further and prove his so-called toughness in the boxing ring. Now, he probably thought that this was his big chance to shut up all the haters and show that he could back up his talk with some real action. His opponent was more than happy to give Sneako the beating of a lifetime. Now, it was a glorious, humiliating defeat and exactly what everybody saw coming except for Sneako himself. Now, we've all heard of the next streamer, Aiden the Crypto King, who thought that he could scam his way to the top. Now, this dude's rise to fame was built on the backs of gullible investors who bought into his flashy lifestyle. Think fancy cars, private jets, and luxury locations. But behind all the glitz was a massive Ponzi scheme, and Aiden was the puppet master pulling the strings. It all came crashing down in December 2023 when one of his furious investors decided to take matters into his own hands. Aiden was kidnapped, beaten, and tortured for 3 days by people who were fed up with his lies. And honestly, who could blame him? When he was finally released, he tried to save face with a pathetic apology video, but nobody was buying it.
Everything that happened is my fault. I'm not going to put the blame on anybody else. In my actions, I feel disgusted what I did. After 2021, I feel like a lot of it was illegal. All these guys that are owed the money, I'm going to do what I can do to make it right. I'm going to call each and every one of you individually.
This guy was not sorry for what he did. He was sorry he got caught and he had to pay the price. The public saw right through the act, and any sympathy that he might have hoped to garner was dead on arrival. Alright, so up next in the lineup of bad decisions is Tanner Cook, the mastermind behind the YouTube channel Classified Goons, where he built a reputation for pulling reckless and downright dangerous pranks. His whole shtick was about pushing people to their limits, all for the sake of views and subscribers. But in one prank gone horribly wrong, he found out that not everybody thinks being the butt of a joke is funny. During one of his so-called pranks, Tanner decided it would be a good idea to invade a stranger's personal space and refused to back off, even after being warned. Now that was a big mistake, because the victim, who had clearly had enough, pulled out a gun and shot Tanner in self-defense. Now talk about a prank gone deadly.
Stop.
Y'all think that getting shot would be a wake-up call, but not for this kid. In the aftermath, he brushed off the whole incident like it was no big deal, even going as far as to say it is what it is, it's God's plan. Like seriously, God's plan was for you to get shot for being stupid? Now this dude's disregard for the seriousness of what happened was just mind-blowing. And then, in another example of stupidity, a streamer decided to mess with a wrong person. Now Swifty Blue wasn't having it when a prankster decided to push his luck.
You know who I am?
I don't care who you are, bro, but the way your image is, it looks like you're trying to get dropped or what?
Where you from?
Earth.
Where you what?
I live on Earth.
Eastside Paramount.
Oh, hey, chill out, bro. It's a video. Chill out, bro.
Wannabe comedian thought it'd be hilarious to mess with a rapper, but what he got instead was Swifty Blue pulling out a knife ready to show him that not everybody's in on the joke. The look on the streamer's face said it all. This dude knew that he screwed up, and honestly, he was lucky to walk away from that one. This idiot clearly didn't think through the fact that Swifty Blue don't play games. If you're stupid enough to pull a stunt like that, then you deserve the reality check that follows up. Pranking a guy like Swifty? Probably the stupidest decision of this dude's life. It's clear that too many of these online personalities forget one crucial fact. The internet might be their playground, but the real world has its own set of rules, and they're not up for debate. Now these clowns seem to believe that their screens protect them from reality, but newsflash, the real world don't care about your follower count.
Right now. You want to throw right now? You want to throw?
They've been slapped, beaten, and even shot, and honestly, they had it coming. It's pure stupidity, and they're lucky that they didn't get it worse. If y'all think you're dumb enough to think you can mess with the wrong people and walk away unscathed, then you're in for a brutal wake-up call, just like these fools was.